Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Paulo Del Rosario, and welcome to the emblematic Smart Araneta Coliseum here in Manila, Philippines. Now, we are here to witness a very special day. Now, as been announced by FIBA, the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 will have an important global ambassador for the event, and he is here with us today. Now, just like the amazing Naismith Trophy that's here at the venue, shining for all of us to see. Now, who we have to introduce is a four-time Olympian, a three-time Olympic gold medalist, and a member of the legendary Redeem team. He played in 10 NBA All-Star games and was one of the most lethal scorers to ever hit the hard court. Now, I could go on and on talking about him, describing him, but you know what? Let's just watch this instead.
I've got 3 Olympic gold medals. I'm a 10-time NBA All-Star, NBA scoring champion, and was selected on the NBA's 75th anniversary team. I know what it takes. But man, one thing that I couldn't bring home for Team USA is the FIBA Basketball World Cup. Greece still gives me nightmares. So many great players came so close. It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win. Everything has to go right. That's what makes it so tough as a player, but so exciting as a fan. And that's why I'll be there to watch the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Because when you win for one, you win for all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome the FIBA Basketball World Cup Global Ambassador. Put your hands together for Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo, how are you doing?
Thank you.
All right, have a seat here. So, Melo, first of all, welcome to Manila. All of these media people came here to see you. We all know that the Philippines loves you. It's such an incredible honor to have you here joining us today. And of course, we're here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum, one of the 5 venues for the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup happening in the Philippines, Indonesia, and Japan. You know, we talk about the love Filipino fans have for you. Do you feel it wherever you go? Because, again, we're never quiet on social media, and I'm sure you felt them in one way or the other.
Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? First of all, how you guys doing? All right. They're not doing so good today.
All right, guys, a bit more energy. How are you guys doing?
Good.
All right. It works.
It was, I've been seeing and feeling the energy, right? I've been feeling the love. I've been feeling the energy. I can tell that there's been a long time coming of me coming to the Philippines. But I'm definitely looking forward to, going to the match and just feeling that energy and that vibe, because I can feel that it has been, building up for a long time. So there's a lot of excitement, for the World Cup, but also personally for myself to be here and get a chance to come to one of my most popular places in the world, as far as when it comes to my fan base.
Mm-hmm. And Melo, of course, you've had so many things that you've achieved, your national team career, NBA career, and now you're adding on the title of FIBA Basketball World Cup Global Ambassador to your resume. How does that make you feel?
It's a full circle. I've been part of FIBA basketball since early 2000s, and to come back full circle now and be the ambassador for the World Cup, it's definitely an honor. It's a blessing. It's been a long time, long time coming. But for me, it's just about being able to, build nations together and bring people together and bring countries together through one common thing, which is basketball, right? So I love to build, with the kids and the new generation and the next generation, but also globally and internationally, getting a chance to really, make an imprint and put an imprint on a global diversity of basketball.
Well, one of the things we're hoping is gonna make a big imprint in world basketball is the Filipino fans here. And of course, you're gonna have the opportunity to see them up close, because later on you're gonna go to one of the last qualifying games of the Philippines here in the World Cup qualifiers. And how excited are you to witness that Filipino passion close hand? Because I'm sure you've heard a bit of it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of it. I've heard a lot of how the energy and what the energy, will be tonight in the match. But again, man, I do think that, the Filipino fans is some of the best fan bases that's in the world. And I say that in a very genuine way because there's not another place in the world where there's basketball. Like, it's just basketball, basketball, basketball. And that's what's being preached from a little kid all the way up to an adult. So when you have that environment, when you have that atmosphere where everybody supports one common cause, the energy is going to be ecstatic tonight, and I just can't wait to get there.
We can't wait to see you there. I'm sure the fans can't wait to see you there. And our friends from the media have waited all day to try and talk to you. So we're going to take in a few media questions here. So kindly step up to the mic, introduce yourselves, your outlet, and talk to Melo.
Hi Melo, I'm Stanley from NBA Asia. My first question is actually breaking into two parts. First, like from your point of view, how important is basketball to the people of Philippines? And the second part is, how has the standards of basketball in Philippines progressed over the years?
Yeah, well, obviously, is that mine? Is that my mic? Or
We'll have them fix that, yeah.
no, obviously, the importance of basketball to the Filipino people is very important. The fact that, like I said, it's the only thing that's preached. It's the only thing that's being talked about. It's the only, one of the few opportunities that you actually have, when it comes to sport. And basketball being the number one sport, you don't see that in a lot of different places around the world outside of America, where basketball is the biggest sport. And I think that's why there's a bigger connection when it comes to the Philippines and American basketball.
All right. Absolutely. And Stanley, thank you very much. Jandrik, you're up next. Jandrik, will you move on to the next one? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Melo. Welcome to the Philippines and nice kicks.
Thank you.
I'm Jandrik from NBA Philippines, and I'm asking this on behalf of Team USA. What are your thoughts on the FIBA World Cup being the toughest international competition in the world, like you alluded to in the video earlier? And do you agree with the sentiment and explain why?
Yes, I do. I do think that the World Cup, FIBA World Cup, is one of the biggest and toughest competitions that's out there. Again, it's a lot different than a lot of other type of competitions because when you're thinking about the World Cup, the FIBA World Cup of basketball, you really have to bring it. Like, you're really playing, for your country. You're really playing with a different sense of pride. You're playing with a different sense of energy. You're playing with a different mindset and thought process. As other events, you have other sports surrounding that. This is just mainly basketball. It's only basketball. So those are the fans that you're actually going to get. I'm looking forward to just seeing the new talent that's coming around as well, right? And the younger guys that's being a part of the the FIBA World Cup. Also seeing where the game is going, right? And for so long, there's been a gap in talent, worldwide from us as Americans to the rest of the world, and now that gap is closing, right? And you see the international players who are becoming the faces of our game in America, which is a testament to the game of basketball growing on a global scale.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Any Jandrik?
Hey Melo, I'm Louis Morales from Philstar.com. Obviously you're a veteran in both the NBA and in international basketball. I guess, can you talk about the difference in preparing for, a professional NBA game and when you play for Team USA? Are there any differences in, how you look at the game?
Yeah, the mindset of playing in, NBA, with a team that is yours, right? You're the face of the team. Everything happens through you. Everything is relying upon what you do and what you bring to the game on that day. You determine whether you're going to win or lose or what happens as an individual. When you're playing for your country, there's no individualism at all. You're playing for something much greater than yourself or one person. You're playing for not just your team, but you're playing for a whole country as well, and the people that is a part of that, right, and supports that. So it's a big difference between playing with your NBA team and then playing for your national team. It's a different sense of pride that you have to have.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hi Melo, I'm Lance Kawili from Inquirer. How are you proud that you were able to represent Team USA and won gold multiple times?
It's the best. I would say it's definitely the best. The experiences was unmatched. The caliber of players that I was able to play with and against. You know, the guys from the international level, international stage that we had a chance to play. You know, in every country. So I've been a part of FIBA, you know, USA basketball since early 2000s when I was in high school. And for me to be here now and seeing what a game, you know, how the game has grown from a global standpoint, the development of kids and players in these different areas and these different countries. And the game is just going to continue to grow and get bigger and bigger.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lance.
Hi, Melo. I'm Champ from ABS-CBN News. I've got two questions for you. The first one is, where did you get the inspiration for Hoodie Melo? I mean, how did it come about? And as a global ambassador, how do you plan to help grow the sport of basketball in the Philippines?
Yeah, I didn't make the Hoodie Mellow. I didn't make that. Somebody else made it up. I was just, again, it was a mindset. I was training, I was working out. I was just trying to get back in shape and just, you know, after taking some time off, and I threw the hoodie on because I felt like that's the fastest way that I can, you know, get back in shape and it'll help me. But also, it made me lock in from a mental standpoint, right? And I didn't listen or hear anything else other than what I needed to do to train. The second part of your question, well, what was the second question?
How do you plan to help this sport of basketball in the Philippines as a global ambassador?
That's a good question. For me, I'm all about giving back to the new generation and to the younger generation and helping them develop, right? I think what you guys have established here in the Philippines as far as development goes, that's something that intrigues me, right? To see that there's a big development program here in the Philippines with this next, you know, generation. It's only going to grow and it's only going to get bigger. The game of basketball will only continue to grow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Champ. Philip?
Good afternoon, Melo. I'm Philip Mattel from Rappler. As an accomplished international player such as yourself, what pieces of advice could you give to the Philippine national team, Gilas Filipinas, as they play in the FIBA World Cup?
It's a little different, you know, when you actually hosting, you know, the World Cup and you're the host country that's hosting it. There's different pressure that comes along with that. But I would say it's not even about pressure in this situation. It's just about allowing the rest of the world to see how the Philippines do it, right? And what they're actually going out there playing for and the sense of pride that they're going out there playing for. Win, lose, or draw, you know, I think the Philippines could be proud that they're hosting, you know, one of the hosts of the 2003 FIBA, you know, World Cup games. And, you know, I think from that standpoint, that says a lot. And that's also going to propel, you know, Philippines down the line when it comes to actually continuing the development of the game of basketball.
All right. Thanks, Melo.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Philip. Belle?
Hi, Melo. I'm Belle, representing One Sports. How does it feel to be named a global ambassador alongside Luis Scola and Pau Gasol?
Yeah, I'm glad we're not competing no more. We're actually on the same side. We're on the same team now because we're representing the global game of basketball. So I don't have to worry about going up against Pau and thinking about him in a gold medal game or Luis Scola down in Argentina and what those guys, how they wanted to beat us so badly. I don't have to think about that. Now we can come together, we can band together like brothers and really grow this game of basketball the way that it needs to be.
All right. Harry?
Hey Melo, one question from the Associated Press, picking up on what you just said. Kobe Bryant was a World Cup ambassador in 2019. What does it mean to you to follow in this role, especially given the relationship you had with him on and off the court and as members of USA Basketball?
Yeah, it's special to kind of follow, you know, what Kobe has created on a global scale from basketball, and him being an ambassador previously, and me, you know, our friendship and our brotherhood and what we've created over the years, and for me to just follow and continue and keep that legacy going, not just for myself, not just for, you know, U.S., but also for him too, right? Because I'm sure he would have definitely been here with me, you know, watching these games and coming over there hanging in the Philippines and just enjoying himself. So for me, I could continue, part of his legacy, but also establish what I have to establish, for myself on a global scale.
Thank you.
Thank you. Howie?
Hey Mello, I'm Pauline Verzosa from CNN Philippines. First of all, welcome to the country and congratulations on another milestone in your career. So as global ambassador for the FIBA World Cup, what can fans look forward to from you as you step into this new and exciting role?
I think listening. I'd rather listen to the fans and see what we can do from my side and help and expand the game and the visibility of the game of basketball and just sports. So for me, I'm as honored as I am to be the ambassador. I'm still learning from a global stage, right? From a global game on what it needs and why it needs it and where it needs it and giving back to these kids and allowing them to feel like they have hope and they have an opportunity to go out there and hopefully be and playing in front of their home crowd here in the Philippines when it comes to basketball.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Howie.
Hi, Mello. I'm Jello from Complex Philippines. I loved it when you joined my Lakers. So, us Filipinos, we love the idea of puso or heart. We believe that whatever we lack in skill and height, puso or heart more than makes up for it. So, for someone who's had success on the international stage, how much does puso or heart contribute to winning?
Well, I think heart is all of it, right? Because if you don't have no heart, you can have the skill, you can have the talent, but if you don't have the heart to go out there and put that talent to the test, then what's the point of having the skill or the talent? And I think everything starts with the heart. You care, you understand, you feel, you're emotional about it. So I think once you build that connection to the game of basketball, the skill level comes, the talent level comes, and then now you put everything together, and now you take it and make the best opportunity for you.
Thank you, Mello.
Angela. Yes, up next.
Hello, Mello. My name is Jasmine from Net25. You've had many years of experience in playing in international competition and have been on both sides, both winning and both in losing. What are now your personal observations about the international game or style of play now compared to your first years competing in a big stage like the FIBA World Cup?
Yeah, well, back then it was a little different. I would say the talent level wasn't where it is today from an international standpoint. I mentioned earlier, you have guys, global guys, international guys that's playing for their country outside of America that is becoming the face of our game. It's becoming the face of the American game, right? So when you have that just goes to show that we're doing something right by continue to speak the game and talk the game, and me being able to come here to the Philippines and talk about being a global ambassadorship for the game of basketball. To me, that's what it's all about.
Thank you.
Hey, Jasmine. Ms. Dan?
Welcome, Mello. Earlier you talked about how the Philippines is very important to you in terms of your fan base. So I see from photos that have been posted that you've been able to go around a little bit. May we ask your impressions of Manila?
I just love the energy. Like I love the response that I get when I'm moving around. I love the conversations that I'm having with the local people, and I'm also learning about the Philippines as well. And I think for me, coming from as far as I came, 15 hours, 16 hours over here, I didn't want to come over here and think that I know everything. I want to come and learn you guys' culture. I want to entrench myself into what's going on around here, and I want to taste the food. And I want to walk around, and I want to see what it is to be, a true Filipino. And I think being over here now, speaking the game of basketball, talking the game of basketball, and understanding that there's not a lot of fans like in the Philippines, nowhere in the rest of the world. So that's something that impresses me.
Quick follow-up of, as you can see, we are fanatic about basketball. We really want our Gilas team to win. Personally, having had so much success, having to step up playing for your country, as you say, there's nothing like it. What were some of your secrets that made you really, like, as you said, bring it when it really counted, like tonight?
Yeah, when it really counted, it was, for one, I look to my left and I look to my right, and I see the type of players and who I'm playing with. So that gave me confidence. But also, it's basketball at the end of the day, right? So no matter what part of the world, planet that you on, it's only two things that you can do in bad. You can score, you can dribble, and you can you can pass it. And those are the universal, kind of basics of basketball. So it doesn't matter where you at. The game of basketball is still the same when it comes down to the true essence of it. So for me, I've had success with in FIBA. I've won 3 gold medals.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost in the Olympic. I've lost in the 2006 world championship at that point in time. So for me, I got the balance of what it means to really play and lock in at a high level, but also what it feels like of losing and dealing with that, especially as a country who is expected to win when it comes to basketball.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Ann.
Hi, Carmelo. My name is Bailey's Akot of GMA Sports. So, debatably, you have the most decorated basketball career of all time. You've won so many achievements in your personal career and also bringing medals to your country, 4, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even more. With all that considered, of course, what's one philosophy in your life, probably a song lyric, a line from a book, that's really been in your mind and your heart all throughout your basketball career?
When in doubt, stay mellow, and for me that's the mantra, right? I laugh at it. We laugh at it because it's my name, but it really has so many different meanings to it. And when you're going through stuff and when you're preparing for battle, or you're preparing for a gold medal game, or you're preparing for a big moment, you have to find a space to center yourself. You have to find a space to relax and breathe and mellow out, right? So I always say, whenever anyone is in doubt in any walk of life, just take a moment and just sit still and think, and stay mellow.
Stay mellow. Sorry, just one more question. I did my research, and a lot of the stories describe your childhood to be kind of rough. And with that, I'm sure there are a lot of the Filipinos have also gone through what you may have gone through, or are going through what you went through. What's a piece of advice that you could give, especially to the youth, those that just want to chase their dreams and hoop?
Yeah, I would say, and I don't like giving like little random answers, but if I'm speaking to one kid, right, that's from the Philippines, and they ask me, what can I do to get through what I'm going to get through or what I'm dealing with? It's just more of understanding what you're dealing with first, right? When you understand what you're dealing with, then you know how to react to what you're dealing with. And as a kid, you may not understand what you're going through, right? So everything is harder. Everything is, it's stressful. It's challenging. But for me, I had sports and I had basketball that when I'm going through something over here, I can go to the gym, I can go to the outside court, and I can go play, I can go train to kind of just get my mind off of everything that I'm going off of. So to answer that question, the gym was always my sanctuary. Wherever I needed to just escape, I would go to the gym and I would go play basketball. So that would be my advice to the young generation, the young kids that may be going through something or is going through something that may not know which direction to go in.
Thank you, Melo.
Hey, Baileys.
Hi, Melo. I'm John Bueno from kumakaw.com. I'm a blogger. First off, I'd like to ask you if you still have, energy to do one more round of FIBA.
I am. I'm here now.
Mhm.
I got one more round of being the ambassador of FIBA. So I'm still connected. I'm still playing the game. It's just on the other side.
All right. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, next.
Hi, Melo. I just want to say I love you.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, yeah. And welcome to the Philippines. And I'm Nicole De Los Reyes. I'm a professional basketball player, and I play for WNBL. And I'm also known as Queen of the Court and Lady Mamba of the Philippines.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you so much. So I have a question for you. So as one of the greatest players in NBA, what is your advice to aspiring basketball players who doesn't have experience, or the underdogs who weren't able to play for school, who wants to pursue their basketball career?
Just play. Wherever you get an opportunity, just get out there and play. Where one door is shut, another one will be open. right? And there's so much basketball to be played and so many opportunities that you shouldn't hang your hat and be upset or be down and depressed because one opportunity didn't work out for you. There's so much opportunity when it comes to the sport, when it comes to the game of basketball, that no one should ever feel like they not gonna have the opportunity, or the sport of basketball doesn't give back to them, because there's so much opportunity when it comes to the game of basketball.
Okay, thank you. One more. What's the most important thing in basketball?
I never heard that question before. That's a very good question. Sorry.
Yeah.
The most important thing in the game of basketball is attention to details. And when you have attention, when you are, very attentive and you have attention to details, you don't have room to let anything slip away, right, or distract you. And for me, that's what it is. Like, you just have to just really just lock in when it comes to the game of basketball, and whatever's distracting you at that point in time, you have to find a way to compartmentalize or move it and really get back on track and focus on what you need to focus on.
Thank you so much, and I love
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, up next we have Isaac Go, who was a member of the national team pool recently.
I am Isaac Go, as Pao said, former member of Gilas, and hopefully soon, and also from the game. So we're currently in the venue where the Thrilla in Manila was held, Ali versus Frazier. And also when Kobe would come here, this was the venue he would choose, as the mural behind us would show. How does it feel to be in a historic venue?
I felt it. I felt like I was Ali walking in here, man. I'm like one of the biggest Ali fans. The way that you guys love basketball over here, I love Ali. And for me to come into this arena and knowing and understanding the history that took place in this building with him in the Thrilla in Manila, puts a lot of things in perspective for me. I can check this off of my bucket list. And on top of that, having somebody like my brother Kobe, who, raved about the Philippines and kept telling me, you have to get there, they love you. And now I took him up on that. And to be sitting here across from his mural, right in front of me, it says a lot and it means a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, Isaac. Right.
Hi, Melo. I'm Rafael from PTV Sports. Obviously, your career will go down as one of the greatest international basketball careers. So my question, I guess, is, do you have a particular moment that stands out in your international basketball career?
I would say 2008, winning that first gold medal, but also losing in 04 and 06, and what we had to do in order for us to win 2008, and the team that we had to put together, and the sacrifices that we all had to make to go get that gold medal in 2008. I think that Olympics and that moment would be my favorite, most memorable moment of the Olympics. Outside of individual performances, I would say as a team, 2008 would be the most memorable moment for me.
Okay, one more question. You've been investing in technology, including sports technology, in recent years. So, in your opinion, in what ways do you think technological advancements will affect the sport?
I think technology advancement will only affect the sport in a positive way. I think we're in a pivotal time where, you see technology in sports. You see the way that sports is dealing with technology. And I think everything that is around sports, that surrounds sports, has to do with technology. The way that I am the ambassador right now here in the Philippines is part of technology. I can come here now and I can interact with my fans from a technology standpoint. And that's just at the very minuscule scale of tech in sports. I think within the next couple of years, you will be seeing something totally different when it comes to technology in sports, and just, the relationships and the commitment that one have to the other, and vice versa, and where technology is going. I think sports sits at the top when it comes to tech in sports.
All right, thank you and stay mellow.
Always.
Hi, Melo. Welcome to the Philippines. I am Princess Amerdam from the Journal of Jose Rizal University. So, my question is, given that this will be the first FIBA Basketball World Cup held during a pandemic, how do you anticipate this season differ from other past seasons?
Well, I think, we all have experienced the pandemic. We've already experienced, what it was like during those times. And I think now is the rejoice. Now we're coming out of it, not just the whole world is coming out of it and looking for something to, to celebrate and enjoy and have fun and look forward to going to. And I really do think that this is a real time. This is a very important time when it comes to sports, not just here in the Philippines, but globally, right? I just think we're in a very pivotal time now.
Thank you.
Hi, Carmelo. Bailey's Akot again of GMA Sports. Just a quick question of what's it like competing in an international stage? What should you take into account, especially not having the home court advantage?
Yeah, we don't have home court advantage when we on the road. But I will say our fans travel, right? And because of what we were able to do or what we are able to do in our own respective teams in the NBA, when we get together on the USA team, it's a bigger goal, right? So now the fans get a chance to not only see their favorite player, but they get a chance to see all the collectives and the best of the best in one team, in one area, in one country, in one building together. I think as a fan, there's no better experience than that. And being able to see your favorite player that you probably would never see before. But because of technology and in sports, we're able to interact with one another now.
Thank you, Carmelo.
Thank you, Bailey's. Now, Melo, before we let you go here, a lot of reference has already been made to your international career, Hoodie Melo. But what is FIBA Melo? Because that is a different guy altogether as well. Because every time you put the Team USA jersey on, it feels like you're unbeatable when you're out there repping your country.
Yeah, it's just it's a difference because again, I don't have to be the Melo that this was with the Knicks or with Denver or with the Lakers. I don't have to be that Melo, right? I can just be myself within the group of what we have. It would be very selfish of me to bring that Melo onto a USA team because we have the 12 best players from around the world on one team. So for me to try to, outshine everybody instead of just finding and doing what I do best within the realm of what we're trying to accomplish, I'm able to sit here and speak about 3 gold medals and one bronze medal, right? And talk about the international game because I could just be myself, LeBron could be himself, Kobe could be himself, everybody could be themselves, and we go out there and we put that together as a collective and look what happens. We win.
Melo, we really appreciate the time that you spent to stay with us here, but we can't have enough of you because honestly, we've waited so long to actually be able to talk to you. So when you see the Filipino fans, I know you've gone around, you've asked a lot about the history, you've asked a lot about what makes basketball special here. And when you go out there and you go home, what are you going to tell the people of your experience here so far? I know you have a lot more to experience with the game later on.
Yeah, but
so far, yeah.
I would tell people that, you have to get there. The way that somebody expressed to me that, Melo, you have to get to the Philippines. You have to go see it. You have to experience that. That would be my same message, especially here, being here and understanding, the what you guys love, and you guys love what I love, right? And it's a game of basketball. I've been playing this game since I was 8 years old. So to hear other countries and other places around the world that basketball this is what we have, this is what we're going with, this is what we're going to support. I think it's only right as one of the faces of the game of basketball globally that we continue to empower that, we continue to give back, and we continue to put the resources behind that.
Right. Actually, while we were talking, someone came in to line up and ask you one more question. So we're going to have that here.
Okay, I'm Mark from Explain Philippine Sports Desk, and this is my question. Now, aside from basketball, who is Carmelo Anthony outside the playing court? And what are your other passions aside from it?
Who is Carmelo Anthony? I'm me, right? I don't try to be nothing or nobody else. I do things that I love to do. I'm not going to do anything that I don't love to do because then it'll just be a waste of time. Just quickly, some of the other endeavors. You know, I have a tech fund, you know, a private equity fund. I just started a wine company with my partner who's actually over there, Sani. I just started a film and television production company. We're raising. I'm involved in raising a sports fund, you know, right now. So I'm raising kids. So there's a lot to, you know, Melo the man to leave that in the gym, and I like to focus on, put my other hat on and focus on other things.
Wow, that's a lot. Thank you. And
Thank you. I hope that answered your question.
Thanks. Hashtag stay mellow.
Hashtag stay mellow.
Thank you. And of course, we got to know a bit about Melo the man, Melo the basketball player, but now I want to find out about Melo the fan because Team USA has qualified for the FIBA Basketball World Cup, and it's a hard road for them to qualify. They didn't have a lot of the NBA guys. They relied on guys from the G League, and it was never always going to be a straightforward thing. First of all, your reaction when you heard that, okay, Team USA is going to be here, and of course, you know, give credit to those guys as well.
Yeah, of course, I'll take a big shout out to Team USA because that's not an easy feat, right? To not have, you know, NBA players or the guys that the world wants to see, and you have guys that maybe the world is not as familiar with. And especially 2019 and coming off of that experience to now, you know, I think U.S. had a chance to just sit back and evaluate and reevaluate and see where we need to go and where we need to get better. But I do think that we was talking about opportunity earlier. For those guys in the G League to have that opportunity to play on this type of stage, that just goes to show you the growth of basketball and where we're going from a basketball standpoint globally and the development of basketball at the end of the day.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, Carmelo Anthony, the FIBA Basketball World Cup Global Ambassador. Once again, thank you very much for the time that you spent here. We really appreciate that. And, of course, thank you very much for everyone who attended here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Of course, the World Cup is just around the corner, and we can't wait to see all of you there, especially those watching from all over the world. We'll see you then.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.